What is feasibility analysis in business analysis? That's what we're going to look at today. My name is Olumide, and I'll be right back. Yes, feasibility analysis. What exactly does it stand for? You see, when I was younger, I used to love planting things. And there were times when I planted corn, and typically if you plant corn, you would expect it to germinate between 3 and 5 days. You would see those small sprouts, and it would be a very exciting feeling. But there were times when I planted and then nothing came out. And oftentimes I would wonder why nothing came from the ground. It wasn't until much later when I got into secondary school that I got to understand the concept of viability. You see, the concept of viability implies that there are certain things that are simply not viable. So there are some seeds that simply do not have life, and so they cannot germinate, they cannot grow. That is essentially what viability is all about. Is it something that is living? Does it have the potential to grow? You see, what I just explained now might as well explain feasibility, because feasibility is you studying how realistically possible a project is. How realistic is it to go ahead with a particular project, or to go ahead with the implementation of a product or something like that? And in business analysis, it is a big deal. So there are several things that we look for in business analysis when studying feasibility, but I'd like to talk about 3 of them. The first is technical feasibility. Technical feasibility. So essentially, you're trying to see if the product that you're trying to bring into the market, if it is something that is technically possible. Do you have the technology to support it? Do you have the technology to power it? Do you have the technology to keep it running? So from a technical standpoint, is it something that can be introduced into the market and sustained in that market? So that's technical feasibility. But another thing that you're looking at is business feasibility. And by that, I mean, you look at the business itself. So if you check in my channel, you would find a video on the business environment, the internal environment, the external environment. Now, looking at the environment of the business, the internal and the external, you want to know if the introduction of a particular product or a change, if it is feasible in that context. So if you're looking at the internal environment, for instance, you want to understand how will introducing this change or this product, how does it fit into the organization's mission or into the organization's vision? How does it help the organization to achieve its goals and things like that? So you want to make sure that there is feasibility with regards to the business. You also want to be sure that it is feasible with regards to the external environment of the business, because there are certain things that are feasible elsewhere, but they might not be feasible within the exact environment that that business operates. So if you're using a framework like PESTEL, for instance, you might want to look at things like political factors, like economic factors, like regulatory factors, and several other things like that. So you're looking at business feasibility from some of those perspectives. But the third one I want to talk about is financial feasibility. So for financial feasibility, you are essentially looking at if the product or if the change that you're trying to introduce, which might be a product, like I have said before, if it is financially feasible. Do you have the funds to carry out that process? Do you have the funds to bring it to the market and to sustain it for a while until it becomes, maybe until it gets to its break even, for instance. So you want to evaluate that, do you have the funds, or can you raise the funds? And if you're going to raise the funds, is it going to pay back on time to warrant embarking on such a project? So essentially, you're looking at things like that. Now, let me give you an example. I usually give this example in my business analysis classes, and sometimes it leads to an argument for good reason, because it's a political example. So the governor of a state here in Nigeria, it's a governor I love very much, so I'm not dissing him. But some time ago, he started a very ambitious project, which was to install street lights everywhere. And it was a good project. It was going to serve a useful purpose. It was something that we needed to combat insecurity and all of that. The only thing was that maybe his team did not factor in the possibility of increase in the cost of diesel. Because you see, the street lights that they bought were the ones that required diesel, that required some form of electricity to run. And knowing fully well that the country has challenges generating electricity, they decided to go for diesel generators. So they had all these diesel-powered generators located strategically on every street. And then a few weeks after launching many of the lights, after giving us lights for just a few weeks, the cost of diesel went up. And as you can possibly guess, the implication of that was that they could not sustain the costs of switching on those lights. So right now, as I'm talking, the lights are off. Imagine we spent billions of naira to install lights that worked for just a few weeks. Okay? Now, regardless of who's to blame, one thing is sure. They should have evaluated the financial feasibility of not only starting that project and getting the lights to come on, but also maintaining the project, at least in the short term. I am not sure that they did that, and I am not sure that they really calculated for the possibility that the costs of diesel could go up. And that makes me wonder, who doesn't plan for things like that? So maybe they need to hire business analysts so that they can cover every scenario. In any case, that is a good point to wrap up the class. If you're interested in joining our business analysis class at SWIM Institute, just check the link in the description. We have an online class. It's a business analysis class, and it is also very practical, so you can join. We actually have more than one class. There are different classes. We're a center of the British Computer Society, so we run classes for requirements engineering, modeling business processes, business analysis practice, and stuff like that. We also have other programs. Feel free to check the link in the description, and make sure that if you've not already subscribed to this channel, click on that subscribe button right away so that you can have access to more of my content. I look forward to seeing you next time. See you.